Hi there and welcome to Tactical Magfed. In this video I'm going to be running you through all my Magfed guns. Check it out. Hi there and welcome to the channel. Recently had a bit of an upgrade in the background, built myself a gun wall here for all my Magfed pistols and guns. I thought it would be a brilliant time just to run you all through my collection. If you've got any questions or comments about any of the guns that I get out and show you, you want to see any teardown videos of various things, just hit a comment down below, smash a like. If I can get more than 50 likes for this video and a bunch of you have similar comments or see anything that appeals to me, I'll put a video together and go a bit more in depth. Without further ado, let's get the first one out. So I figure we're going to start with the oldest of the batch. Why not start with the first one that I ever got? There we go. Okay, here we go. This is my, it's actually my Blizzard kit. So those of you familiar with the Magfed build-out kits, spin this round a sec. This started life out. It started out in life as a Tipman. I think it's Project Salvo or Sierra 1, depending on where you live. I think in the States it's a Project Salvo, and in the UK and Europe it's a Sierra 1. So quite literally the only thing left of the original Sierra 1 is probably the trigger, the sear springs, the bolt assembly and bits and bobs like that. But there's so much on here, it's kitted out to the max. It's got pretty much everything on it you can put on it. So I'll give you a quick run through. Ignore the stock at the minute. This is a project in the works, so I will be coming out with a video based on what I'm doing with this. But essentially I've had a lot of comments on previous videos about home defence, and there's quite a few conversations about the law, restrictions, the actual capabilities of some of the Magfed gear. There's lots to cover in that subject, so people have been answering questions for other people in the comments. So this project kind of came about, what could you possibly legally put together here in the UK and around the world to repurpose some of your gear, or if you had a mind to use a paintball gun for a less lethal home defence or something. This is kind of what I've been playing around with and building out. Just give you a quick overview of what is on this. So essentially we have this main body. Oh, get a shot of that. That's just holding my lock bolt there open. So we have the main body of this, which you buy as a kit. It comes with the magwell, and comes with a magwell, a magazine, and this main clamshell body, and it flips it round from being a hopper-fed Tipman, essentially a Tipman 98 of a different variant, and gets you back into the Magfed format. It doesn't come with any of these other attachments. So you have the basic package of the marker, and then you build out what you want to put on it. This pretty much has got everything kitted out on it you can get. So it's got the barrel nut adapter, so you can put a handguard on there. I've got the original barrel on there, but again that's to do with the project that I'm working on. It's got the ergonomic trigger grip, so you can actually use it as a grip when you're shooting. It's got the air through system and stock, so there's a whole different gas tube and system whereby you can have a stock tank, an air stock tank on here. So I can take this off and it will take a remote line, and it will take a CO2 tank. Oh, there's one up there. It will take a CO2 tank, or it will take a HPA tank. So yeah, and all these little bits are add-ons. The barrel nut, the trigger guard, the air through stock. It's got this adapter on here as well, so you can clip in a stock mount. It doesn't actually fit this stock because this isn't what it's designed for. But in this scenario, I've effectively looked at what could I possibly use, or how could I set it up to use it as an indoor CQB home defence scenario. There's a lot of information to go through on that particular video, so keep your eyes out if you're interested in that. I'm only going to do the one video on it probably, because I want to separate it from everything else, because it's the sport of Magfed Paintball, not the home defence side of it that this channel focuses on. But I've had so many questions about it, it deserves its own video in its own right to cover the questions. Okay, so what else have we got on here? I've got tack light on there, obviously home defence, probably going to be at night. I've got a little, it's a Firefly Q6 airsoft version of this, a camera. So one of the things I also thought about was, in the event that someone is in your house and you want to prove it was self-defense, or you want to prove, you know, your intentions and things like that, having the camera on there, quickly switching it on, just recording the audio of what's going on, and if you shoot the thing, it should pick up what you're shooting at and why. So bit of a backup there, sort of a little brother or big brother watching what you're doing and helping you back up your side of events. I've got the standard barrel on here. The standard barrel doesn't fit the barrel nut, had to mod that. Check out the video I'm going to do in the future if you want to know what I did with that and how it all fits together. Just a grip on here. Like I said, I've got the air through stock on the back here, and what I've got, ignore this, I'm going to be putting together a 3D printed stock mount on here that will clip in to hold this in place. But essentially that will go on there. It's got this CO2 cartridge tube on the end, so effectively, if you're familiar with some of the CO2 mags for pistols, this is a emergency CO2. This is by a company called, I think it's APC or APS, based out of Hong Kong. You put two 12-gun cartridges in the end, facing outwards, so one facing that way, one facing that way. You do this first one up as tight as you can to seal it, and you tighten that one down just to the point where it bites, and then that's ready. In an emergency, you bang that on something hard, it pops both these canisters, and you get about, you definitely get one mag, and the jury's out, depending on conditions and temperatures and whatnot, you can get up to 2 mags. So that's that's the CO2. This particular adapter has a valve in it, so if you do pierce it and you want to take it off, you can take it off and it doesn't all empty. It's got a valve in there, so you can swap it out, put something else on. Yeah, that's the Blizzard. It's a decent marker. This is my first marker that got me into Magfed. Literally, once you strip out the Sierra Leone or any of the Tippmann variants, Tippmann 98 variants, and start building this out, you probably won't go back. So essentially, Modern Combat Sports, RAP4, whatever you want to call it, mag converted Tippmann 98 variant. Solid marker. I forgot to mention as well, I've got the lock bolt system on here, so it's got a lock bolt system on here, so when the bolt is back, that goes in and will stop you smashing your balls, apparently. Okay, so you can lock that out there. Yeah, oh, I think the only thing to say with this, I do actually have an E-trigger. It's currently a mechanical setup at the moment, but I do have the functionality to put an E-trigger in there. I have used it with an E-trigger. It's a bit of a faff because you have to activate it, turn it on, have an activate it to set the fire mode. With it in semi-auto, it's sight ready for whenever you want to get it. And if you do have to get it in a hurry, you don't want to be faffing about the batteries. You just want to, you want to get it out, put a mag in it, safety off, bash the end, good to go. There's my Blizzard. So that's that one done. The next one that I purchased is this one. Okay, had my primary there for quite a while, and then wanted to look into getting a secondary, so the First Strike FSC came around eventually. I didn't quite fancy the bigger, bulkier Tipex pistol or the Tiberius Arms T8, T9s. They were just too bulky. I thought they were alright for secondaries you want to use as primaries and build up, but loved the look of this when it came out, so I got my hands on it. The First Strike FSC. As you can see with this one, it's pretty standard. It's got the standard barrel in there. Haven't bothered upgrading the barrel. That's something I might look at in the future, but this thing shoots great, standard. I have put a RMR on the top there, a red dot. If you're interested in that, there'll be a link in the description below, or a card pop-up show you how I did that. Actually, in that video I modded it with a flip-up sight, but that's the sight wasn't great, so I upgraded it to one of these. This is solid, and I really like this one. Really like the FSC. There are lots of add-ons you can get for this. You can get a sight mount that comes up, clicks onto the Picatinny here and comes up over the top. One of the things I recommend, it's a bit tricky over here in the UK because of the cost of shipping it over here and everything like that, but there's a guy I will link in the description called Fatal Products. He makes some really awesome looking compensator style Picatinny mounts that go on the end here. They can put some really nice effective compensator style extensions on here, so if you are putting the rifled 5.5 or 6 inch barrel on here, it will hide the barrel in the compensator. Really quality products they look like, and if I could afford to ship one over here and pay for it, I would have one out here, but got other priorities at the moment. He also does a sight mount, which instead of having to drill your mount, your slide, it goes into the rear sight mount here. You just take that rear sight out, you slide the plate on, and then that screws on the RMR. He sells the whole kit, the plate, the RMR and everything. So check out his products. He even does complete replacement top, I'm going to say a top slide. It's not a slide, it doesn't do anything, but this top piece here, he does custom milled replacements for that, which are pre-drilled and all things for sights. Totally awesome products. Check out Fatal Products. He's on Facebook. Don't think he has a website, but he's definitely on Facebook, so you can get hold of him on there. He does some awesome upgrades for this. Loads of people do stuff with these things, changing out the grips, air through stocks. You know, they turn these things into like little MP7s almost, or Uzis and things. Really like this pistol. But after I got this First Strike product, I decided to go for another one. Think you know what's coming next? There we go. So, pride and joy, this is my First Strike T15. So, really loved the FSC, and wanted to get my hands on this for ages, purely because of the realistic looks, the one-to-one kind of build, and everything like that, and the upgradability of these things is pretty cool actually. So I'll do a quick run through of this. As you can see, it's pretty much not standard. So where do I begin? The standard features that remain are obviously the main body here and the barrel. I haven't upgraded the barrel. I find this standard barrel shoots everything that I put through it, and the ranges I'm looking at shooting, it suits me perfectly. If I'm looking to get a bit more distance in the future, do some long range shots and stuff, I might upgrade this to a rifled version of some description, and I'll let you guys know as soon as I do. First thing I upgraded on this, when I actually bought it, I bought the full auto trigger group as an upgrade. I have done a video on that. It's one of my older ones, so excuse the the quality on that video. It's one of my older ones, but it gives you all the basics of how to run through it. I'll do another video on how to configure it, the rate of fire, how to adjust it and configure the rate of fire. But essentially, I did things initially like, after I did the full auto upgrade, I popped on, I've got a new trigger guard here, and a new gunfighter grip. So both of these parts here are real steel parts. They're BCM Brother Company And it's BCM, Gunfighter, I think it's a Gunfighter Grip Mod 3 and a Gunfighter Mod 2 trigger guard. But as you can see, the old grip had the standard AR-15 notch here for your finger to rest on. There's probably a very good reason for having that. I didn't like it. It really, on longer game days, it just hurt my finger. It rested on my finger and it just annoyed me. So I looked at getting a replacement grip. I got this one from Brownells in the UK, who got it shipped from their US stores. Came really quickly, came within like 10 days, 2 weeks, something like that. And they're not super expensive upgrades, but the change in how this thing feels when you hold it and how you shoot it, in terms of pounds per enjoyment or pounds per improvement in look and feel of the marker, definitely gives it a unique look. It changes the angle of the grip, so it is a pistol style grip, and you don't have all the issues with that resting on your finger. It's no brainer for me. Really like that upgrade. Also put this QR quick release mount on the back here. It just goes over the top of everything and bolts down. It's not an exact fit, but it fits well enough. It does up tight, and you can have options then I've got another QD mount here on the front, so I can switch between there and there and there, or there and there. I've got so many options on here for what I can do with my sling. I did a sling video on various bits, but I can change that in and out as I see fit, depending on how I'm playing and what I'm doing. Really good options to have lots of QD points on there. And then I've just got key mod handguard, floating handguard. This isn't an expensive one. Just stuck this on here. I think this is about maybe 25-30 quid, this rail. It's light, it's slim, it's got everything I need on it. Slapped this, it's a slightly angled foregrip that I got slightly angled forward to help me get some grip on the front here. And got a little mount here, so if I do put cameras or lights or things on here, if they go onto that rail here, I can move that around wherever I want it. So yeah, it's pretty much it. This is my go-to main Magfed marker. The other one is a project at the moment, but it's normally my backup. And yeah, really love it. This came with 5 V1 mags. I bought a couple of V2s, and they're my first fast mags that I switch out. You might see that in one of my other videos. I'll show you when I got those, how I drill with those. This is an awesome marker, love it. You all know the 215. Like I said earlier in the video, if you want to know anything else about any of these markers, where to get any of the bits, how to swap out any of this stuff, please leave me a comment down below. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll do my best to try and do various videos. I know people are going to probably want to know more about swapping out handguards and swapping out trigger grips, the grips and trigger guards and all that kind of stuff. I have been thinking of doing stripped down videos of both this and the Blizzard, just to show you guys how to swap out some of these bits. If you want any info on swapping bits and changing bits out, just leave a comment, let me know, and I'll try and put something together to get some videos out there for what you guys need. Okay, so T15 done. What was the next one? Check it out. Okay, next one was Umarex Walther PPQ. For a long time, this was my favourite pistol. Don't get me wrong, it's still up there. Look, feel of this thing is it's another level. So what the T15 does to the paintball rifle, the PPQ and the Umarex brand of pistols does to the secondaries. So what can you say about this? It's got all the branding, it's got the looks, it's got the one-to-one feel, it fits the Walther PPQ real steel holsters. It fits, you can put a light on it. I have had in the past the red dot on here. I've taken it off to put it on to my latest project, on my next pistol I'm going to show you. It is a so-and-so, that's putting it politely, to put a red dot on here, and I am currently in the early stages of rethinking how to put a red dot on here. I'm looking at another solution that may entail having a dovetail milled into this, so it will fit a custom dovetail. If I do any custom work on here, I'll make sure I share it with you guys so you know what how I did it, and whether you think it's worthwhile you guys doing it. So it does, the video I put up regarding this red dot does work. You can do it. You have to know what you're doing and you have to have the right tools. I did this with a vise and a hand drill. With 2020 hindsight, I needed a drill press. I needed to be more accurate and more consistent with how I set this up before I put it on there, because I kind of, well, to put it bluntly, I didn't do as good a job as I should have done, and it just didn't sit right when I was finished. So I'm looking at changing it out and putting a more sustainable option on here to get a red dot. I'm 100% certain it can be done. It's just what's the best option to do it. So I'll keep you posted on that. But I've got the I call them iron sights, but they're plastic. Got the iron sights back on here. This thing shoots great. If I want to stick it in my Black Hawk holster, I just slam the my replica X300 Surefire on here, and it goes in the holster. You know, lovely weight, lovely feel, excellent realism, and really does scare the bejesus out of people, especially if you're on a rental walk-on day with rentals. They wonder what the hell you're going to be shooting them with. So PPQ, love this thing, and it's one of my favourites. On to the next one. The Daddy. Okay, so here we have my latest, newest addition to the gun wall, and it is the Smith & Wesson M&P9 version 2, M2.0. It's a hell of a mouthful, but essentially this thing is an awesome pistol. As you can see, I've got it pretty tricked out at the moment. Haven't modded any of the internals or anything like that. To be fair, with these Umarex pistols, there's not a lot you can mod, so don't bother. I've seen people do some cutting of the slide and painting of the internals to make it look a bit tricked out, but it doesn't really do anything to the performance. As you can see on here, I've got my red dot. This is my latest project. This is I think it's a UTG real steel sight mount that goes on here in the dovetail, and this is a Vector Optics. They market themselves as a budget real steel sight manufacturer, and apparently this sight is good for going on 12 gauges and stuff like that. Don't know anything about that, don't know anything about the real steel use of these, but what I do know is it fits on here, it works a treat, and really finishes it off. So this is the replica Surefire that I have on my pistols. So there you go, that can just come off, put it on the PPQ, and it goes in my Black Hawk Omnivore without having to do any mods or anything, change anything on the belt. So yeah, if you're interested in this pistol, I have done an unboxing and review of it. I've also done an install for this red dot, a how-to do this red dot. So check out the cards or the descriptions in the video if you're interested in any of that. But again, Umarex have done it again with this one. The attention to detail on the stippling, the trademarks, the slide and everything on here, it's everything the PPQ is, and probably 5% more. Everything seems to be a bit sharper, a little bit neater. It's just an awesome thing. This particular model is the US distributed version with a slightly higher rated FPS, and you get the back straps with the US version, you don't with the European version. The European version, according to the manuals, is slightly lower FPS. I go over that in the, if you want to know a bit more about different versions, I go over that in the video, so when you're done here, check that one out. This is an awesome thing. The feel of these Umarex pistols is just amazing. So I don't have any plans on buying any more pistols, as much as I'd like to, but hopefully I can kind of team up with either manufacturers or suppliers to try and get hold of some other pistols to do review videos on, because I like it. I like reviewing these pistols. I like getting my hands on them. Just can't afford to buy every single one that I want to get hold of. So watch this space on that. That in terms of my Magfed hardware, my pistols and my gun wall, is that. That's my complete collection I put together for you. Like I said before, if you want to know anything more about any of these pistols, how I upgraded them, what holsters they can fit, teardown videos, anything like that, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let's try and get above 50. I'm going to be hopeful. If we can get 100, I'll do something spectacular. I don't know. I don't quite know what. I'll do something spectacular if we can get to 100. But if we get to over 50, leave a comment. If you want to see videos relating to any of these markers that I've shown you already, just let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. If you've made it to the end of this video, big thank you, and don't forget to subscribe on the way out. Check out some of my playlists and other videos. Hope you're keeping well, and I look forward to